I'll do my whole thing. And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 2013 inaugural edition of Rovna's Rant. I'm Hal Rovna here with Rovna's Rant, the East End Baseball League. And I've got with us today a guest who will be here quite a few times, because I also happen to work in the same office as him, so it makes it a little bit easier. Defending and reigning two-time heavyweight champion of the East End Baseball League world, Mr. Mark Obner. Thank you for coming on the show for the inaugural edition.
I appreciate it. What's up, guys? Looking forward to another good year from everybody.
And today is going to be a day where myself and I've invited Mr. Arbiter on to come in and give us his expertise analysis, but not reveal too many of his secrets as to the method of his success, as he has been the first, I believe, two-time reigning champion back-to-back. Obviously, Tony Rizzi has won multiple championships as well. It's been quite some time. I helped him try to restore himself to glory yesterday, last year, I should say, and we finished second to Mr. Mark Arbiter, and we are now heading into the 2013 season with what I believe is possibly the best stacked group of owners, maybe not necessarily from a knowing what to do on a fantasy standpoint, but certainly from the point of being good owners, active owners, and being somewhat knowledgeable, although if you look at some of these drafts, you probably would agree with it. Nonetheless, we're going to go over a breakdown of team by team. We'll try and get some of the draft. Let me turn this music off for a second here so this way you guys aren't getting drowned out. Okay, hold on one second here, trying to work out a couple of glitches as we go through the first edition, the inaugural edition of Rovna's Rant. Let me just turn this music off. Okay, it's off. And now we're ready to go. What I've got to do next is I've got to be able to pull up the teams and be able to get us in a situation where we know exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it. I want to be able to break down and welcome in some of the new owners. Obviously, we have some oldies but goodies. Myself, after taking a year hiatus, I'm back on the schneid again after taking over Sammy's team, which is something Sammy failed to improve on his team, and what he didn't do, I did in a matter of minutes of taking the team over. Okay, trading one Clayton Kershaw to an already strong Mega Powers pitching staff, as well as Prince Fielder to replenish that.
By the way, not to interrupt, but I think you've already done a phenomenal job taking over this team. That Kershaw trade, you turned Kershaw into 3 or 4 really good plays. No disrespect to Sam, not something he would have done. And you're right in the mix after that trade.
Well, I appreciate that, and you know, we can all be honest. Sam, good guy. The league got a little bit too much for him, and you know, those are deals he wouldn't have made. He had a little man gravy still left on the eyes, and he was kidding. And you know, I appreciate that. You know, there's a lot of deals that have gone down. It's been a very active off season. It's been a season where there's been a lot of trades made. Some head scratchers. There was a big deal went down right before the draft with Andy and Larry with Mike Trout. Mike Trout trade, the monster deal. I'll be quite honest. I didn't think Andy had the stones to do it.
I was one of the few guys. I was one of the few guys that actually liked the trade for Andy. I'm a big Tulo fan. I think it was a good trade for him.
A good deal for him if Tulo returns to Tulo form. In order for that deal to work for him, Tulo's got to turn to Tulo form. Tulo's just your average shortstop, which who knows, because he could fall into the category of injury prone from now on. But if he gets injured, it's a big risk on his part, and then it turns out Fielder for Trout. And you know,
I see a little recession with Trout. Not taking anything away from Trout, great player. He's going to be he's the face of MLB now. Him and Bryce Harper. But I see a little recession with Trout, a little bit.
Maybe he steals 48 bags, not 49.
Yeah,
It's possible.
Maybe 47.
You know, it could be. He's still a young talent. He has put on about 15 pounds. Although Mike Scioscia says it's 15 pounds of muscle. He would know. We've seen him in the locker room, not us. And you know, like I said, we get ourselves situated. We just had our draft the other night. It was a draft that was, you know, it was a good draft.
I mean, excruciating. It was about a 4-hour draft.
Well, it was very long. I mean, you know, I believe Mike Zunino was drafted a couple times by myself, so that obviously helped the draft go a little bit longer. Some found humor in it. Mr. Doug Rooney, hopefully you have some thick skin, and that was done in jest. And And that was a lot of fun. So you picked him back up, so ultimately he found his way back onto your team. We'll go over the draft results real quick, just the first couple of rounds, and we'll talk about a couple of head scratchers, and then we'll move on to the team-by-team analysis. We're going to try and make this quick. I made this video the first time this morning. It went about 29 minutes, long story short. YouTube didn't accept the video. I'm hoping they accept this one because this one,
well, you're also
with having
this time, might have something to do with it.
Very true, very true. You would have thought my title for this story this morning would have been Hammerhand Jobs, not Haku's new team name. But anyway, let's move on to the draft results. And we had I guess you might as well start right at the top. And I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but I'll be very honest. The first pick in the draft, formerly known as Mr. King Haku's Jamie Husney and what is it, Tommy McConnell's that his name? I've never spoken to him.
No,
quite frankly, I've never spoken to Jamie. But okay, but he does have a partner, right?
Partner, I would say.
Yeah, I'd like to know who came up with the name for Hammerhand Jobs because that's pretty funny. I don't
like
believe
very creative.
Very creative. I don't think he came up with it on his own. Anyway, his first pick in the draft was Jose. You have it there in front of you. Mark's looking at his laptop as I go along here. Jose Altuve, a little bit of a head scratcher just because I thought he was somebody who needed to. Who really had to think future. I don't think Jamie's winning it this year. I don't think Jamie's finishing in the money this year. I could be wrong. You never know with these things. I didn't think Brett was going to finish the money last year, but Brett did.
I don't think you can discount anybody in the money or out of the money before the season starts. I was definitely surprised with the Altuve pick. I thought there was some really good plays available in the first couple of rounds, and I thought that was a little bit of a reach. I was definitely shocked, but, that's to each his own, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I would have thought that Desmond Jennings or Billy Butler or even B.J. Upton would have made a better sense there. And then obviously we move on to the second pick of the draft with Barry picks up Butler, good pick. I know you were very high on Jordan Zimmerman, and you were on the cusp whether you let him go or don't let him go, so you grabbed him back up. And then missed the time to make the babies. So obviously I thought picked up the best talent in the draft, Desmond Jennings. He's going to be able to roam center field in Tampa Bay. No B.J. Upton there anymore. I think that kind of changed a little bit of the attitude. I've had the non-pleasure of meeting B.J. Upton up close and personal spring training this past year, and he kind of walks with that swag, and I don't see him being a very influential clubhouse leader. So I think Desmond Jennings will benefit with B.J. Upton leaving.
I like Jennings. Had a little bit of a disappointing year last year, but he's one of those pretty much can't miss five toolsy guys. He should be good. I think that was a good pick by Doug. Very good pick.
We move on to Seth, who's going to need a lot of help, and that's fine. I mean, some people might say that with me, mentally as well as physically as well as fantasy-wise. But anyway, he gets Alex Gordon, who's Alex Gordon pretty solid. Like Alex Gordon gives you a little bit of everything. Good player. That Royals team will be much better this year. Their younger players have a little bit more of experience. Now Alex Gordon, I think he's going to hit either in the leadoff spot or the 2-hole.
Yeah, they got him in the 1-hole.
All right, so I mean, he should score a lot of runs. He's going to have the green light to run, and he's a guy who could easily be a 20-20 guy, which those guys don't fall off trees. So then we move to Tony. Tony grabbed in last year's surprise catcher, another guy. There was a lot of good rookies in National League last year. Willem Rosario was another one, and I think what he finished with 27-70.
Yeah, he's in a good situation. I mean, this kid can rake. I mean, batting average is going to be a little bit low, but as far as power is concerned, he's just an animal. So what can you say? I think that's a good pick, and now he goes in with Weeders and Rosario as your two backstops. That's pretty strong.
We move on to Kennedy. Okay, with Oberkanic, which is a good pick. I mean, listen, you can't play the name game, get caught up. You got to grab what's best out there. I mean, Ian Kennedy is somebody who 2 years ago had a phenomenal year. I know I had him on my team right before I left the league.
He needed an arm also, and I think that was the best arm available. 200 strikeout, 190 strikeout guy.
Yep, I agree with that. And this pick kind of scratched me just for a couple reasons because he's already loaded up on offense. Didn't have a second-round pick in the draft. With the offense that Gold Tip already had, okay, did he really? I mean, really? Did he need to go offense at number 8 in the draft, not having a second-round pick?
Those Selfridge stacking up those offensive plays. I mean, I would have liked to seen him grab a pitcher, the best available pitcher, who that might be. I mean, his offense was stacked going in. I mean, no disrespect, I love B.J. Upton, but
I mean, you won this league 2 years in a row. Would you have grabbed B.J. Upton in that spot with his situation, with his offense?
Personally, I wouldn't have. That doesn't make it right or wrong. I think he needed to grab a pitcher with that pick. He did.
Just so you know, it's okay to be a little controversial on the show, Mark.
It's my first time on the show. I'm trying to be respectful. Once the season progresses, I don't have much of a swagger. I like to kind of fly under the radar.
All right, no problem.
But I would not have picked an offensive player, and that's my honest opinion.
I agree. I firmly agree. Then we go on to Megan Powell's second pick in the first round. He grabbed went for Pop. He's got a loaded offense as well. He's got a loaded pitching staff. I'm going to be honest, he's probably one of the favorites to contend with you in your reign for a three-peat, okay, which I don't think's ever been done in this league. I'd have to go back and check the records, but I'm pretty sure a three-peat has not been done in this league. He goes, grabs Pedro Alvarez, who should hit 25 to 30. He'll probably hit 250, but he's got a lot of batting average to carry, so there's not a bad pick there. You know, at a limited and not as deep corner position. Then we move on to Mullets, and we're going to address him also later in the next round because we're just going to do the first two rounds of this draft, and then we'll move right on to the teams. Now, Mullets grabbing Austin Jackson, which is a solid pick, I guess.
I like Austin Jackson.
Yeah, hitting in the leadoff spot in that lineup, not a bad pick. Obviously, myself, I didn't have a first-round pick. I traded for Matt Moore, which I think was the right move because Matt Moore probably would have gone in the top 3 picks if he's available in the draft.
I would say Matt Moore would definitely have gone top 3. I know if he made it to me in the 3, he'd be on my team right now.
Yeah, so to me, trading the first-round pick for Matt Moore, I think worked out very well because I would have been slotted to pick 6th in this draft. So that worked out very well. So then we move on to round 2, and Mega Pals goes and grabs Jonathan Papelbon, which is a good pick. Like I said, he's just drafted to fill a need basis. That doesn't have to play the name game. He's got a full roster. He's got a seemed like Tony had like 15 picks like in the first 3 rounds.
He did have a lot of picks. Plus he had a couple extra freebies going in, which is like having extra picks.
Yeah. So he grabs Papelbon the first spot. Then I go up and I see the middle's a very weak position. I need to go grab myself the second baseman as well as the middle. So I grabbed what I thought was the highest rated middle in the draft that was out there, which happened to be Asdrubal Cabrera. You know, a solid guy, 15 to 17 homers, 70 ribbies, get me 15 bags, gonna hit 280. Does a little bit of everything and does a couple of things really well. And that Cleveland team's gonna be stacked this year.
You stole him from me. I mean, that's who I was picking. And when you picked him, as you can see, I'm looking at. It took me about 1:30 to sit down and reevaluate, and then I took Ricky Weeks, who I thought was, you know, arguably one of the better middle infielders, but Cabrera was the guy I wanted, but that's, you know, that's all right.
We move on to you with Weeks. Again, not a bad pick at a limited position. Again, might not give you the average you want, but he does give you a little bit of everything else. Should hit 20 homers, should drive an 80-plus runs, and that Milwaukee team always finds a way to score runs. And Ricky Weeks is going to throw you in some bags. So we go on to time to make the babies. Makes another, what I thought was a good pick, picks up Neil Walker, who had a good year last year. That Pittsburgh team is moving in the right direction with manager Clint Hurdle. And I think they're going to be a team that it will contend to, just if they don't fall apart. They always fall apart in the second half. Part of the reason last year, Neil Walker contributed to that fall off in the second half because he was hurt and he missed a good amount of games in the second half of the year last year. But I do like Neil Walker.
And they just don't have the money, Pittsburgh, to play with the big boys. I mean, there's a reason why the last couple of years they hang around, and then when the big market teams go out and do what they need to do, and the Pirates will go out and make some, you know, bullshit little tinker move. I can't say bullshit, right?
You can say it. Bullshit.
Bullshit tinker moves, like whether it be Derek Lee or Travis Snyder. I mean, these are not moves that are going to get you over the hump. So
I agree.
What you're dealing with this team.
I agree. And then Seth goes on. Not a bad pick with Josh Rutledge. I guess he sees the string of middles going with me taking Cabrera, you taking Weeks, Rooney taking, I love that name, Rooney taking Walker. Okay, he felt the need to grab a middle. He grabs Rutledge. Rutledge should put up good numbers in Colorado. Not many guys who are good offensive players like Rutledge don't put up good offensive numbers. So he should be all right there. I come back up. I know a couple of people in the league anonymously don't want to put their name out there. See, I'll always put my name on everything. Okay, weren't too thrilled with my LaRoche pick as early as it was. You know what? Behind Billy Butler, he was the second highest rated first baseman. He's a safe play. Okay, safe plays will win the leagues. All right, he's 30, he's a buck, maybe he does 25 and a buck. Okay, he'll hit 270, but he's the second-rated first baseman in the league. So I thought it was a good pick for me. It filled a need pick, which I need to get myself a first baseman. Then we move on to J.K. Express, who's looking to add some pop at the 7-hole with Nelson Cruz, which he's been a producer since he's come up. Okay, what's amazing to me is this guy Cruz. He really didn't break into the majors until what? He was like 28, 29. He was a late bloomer or something like that.
Yeah, a little bit earlier than that, but he was definitely a late bloomer. Matter of fact, I just went on the website and saw that he went to the hospital with a strained muscle in his chest.
Huh.
So, but I mean, Nelson Cruz is a safe bet. He's a 25, 30 guy, 80, 90 guy. So, you know, I needed to add some pop with Granderson going down. It was a big hit for me.
Yeah, I was very surprised to actually get to address the Granderson move, and I know you didn't see it up on the draft board. It would have been nice. Brett put out a pick, an offer, and I know you didn't see it. He's offering his first round pick for
for
Granderson.
I never saw it.
I never saw it.
But
Wouldn't have been a bad move for you there to try and replace, try to be able to replace that. We move on to Overcamp by back-to-back picks. He picks up Freese, who I like. Freese has always been a fan favorite of Jay-Z Bang. Solid producer at third base and in a loaded St. Louis lineup. And then he picks up Victorino, which I thought Victorino probably would have been out there for a while. And then we move on to hammerhand jobs. And I hate to say it again, okay? I didn't like the first-round pick, okay? And I certainly didn't like the second-round pick. I know from what Tony told me, his partner, Mercado, if that's his name, we gotta find out what his partner's name is, because I could be botching it here.
No, Mercado was Tommy's partner, I believe.
Oh, okay. So Santermo Mercado? Is that like Hakuna Matata?
Sounds like a
Hakuna Matata.
Two individuals you don't want to cross, that's for sure.
All right. Well, while we're getting correction on Jamie's partner, okay. Jamie's partner, supposedly the story is, he played ball with Jason Mott, whether it be in college, high school, T-ball, whatever the case may be. But
although it is Tom Mercado.
Oh, it is Mercado. Okay. Yeah, I was winging it. I mean, I've never spoken to either of them, so I was winging it a little bit. So I hope to speak to them this year, although I don't know after this video if that'll be the case. Anyway, yeah, I didn't like that pick. I know you need a reliever. Mott is a good reliever. I just thought it was a little bit early. And then I'll just go one other pick, and then we'll leave it at that, because I really didn't want to venture into the third round. Followed up the Mott pick with the first pick in the third round of Napoli, who is going to be probably wheelchaired out to opening day behind the plate.
I mean, I just look at some of the plays that went afterwards, and I'm not saying this because I have him. A guy like Salvador Perez, as a matter of fact. He's a young guy. He's probably the third-rated, probably the second-rated catcher, or maybe even number one. Him and Rosario back and forth. But, Perez is a good young catcher. That, to me, is a guy you want to kind of build your team around. So, I mean, not that I don't like Jason Mott or I don't like Mike Napoli. Napoli is definitely a big question mark, and he loses catching eligibility, at the All-Star break.
And I'm just going to address one other thing from the third round, and then we'll move on to try and do a quick breakdown of the teams. Hopefully this video will upload like the other one did. One other thing I'd like to address is Mullet's put out a message on the board about falling asleep at the wheel, yada, yada, yada. Some of the guys drafted. I'm sure some of it is in jest.
You don't mind if I read the... just take it back a little bit. I don't know if
I think it was in jest, but can you read it in full for me? Because
I'm going to tell you, Brett's one of my favorite owners. I just didn't know what to make out of this.
You read it the way you thought, and then I'm going to read it the way I took it.
Says some of you guys drafted really poorly, and you know it. Were you distracted by the Oscars? Let me know how I can help. I can spare some talent from the Mullets, and I'm feeling generous this morning. When I hear the second line, I detect a lot of sarcasm. When I read that first line, I don't know. That's a pretty ballsy statement.
Now here's the way I look at it. Hey, some of you guys drafted really poor, and you know it. Right? Were you distracted by the Oscars? Let me know how I can help. I could spare some talent from the Mullets, and I'm feeling generous this morning. I've had a lot of conversations with Brett. I think it was in jest. But I want to ask,
honesty, though.
But I do want to ask Brett a question. If he's going to accuse everybody of falling asleep at the wheel, whether it be in jest or be for real, whatever the case may be.
I'll say some of you guys.
Some of you guys.
In fairness to Brett.
Okay. Now, does he put himself into some of you guys? Because he drafted a closer in the third round, with the seventh pick in the third round. There's not any closing. He drafted Kenley Jansen and Brandon Lee, who I believe you drafted, like in round 27. Okay.
Not that long, but yeah.
Okay. I believe he's the one closing, and he drafted Kenley Jansen. So, really, Brett? Really? Really? I mean, all right, let's move on. Let's get a quick breakdown of the teams.
In fairness to Brett, and we've said this numerous times, I mean, the guy has been a great addition to the league. Very active, very...
Brett's been very good.
Got good etiquette.
Listen, I'm going to go down the list of owners who, let's go to the main draw. I want to go down the list of owners, give a little blow by blow. I told you we like Barry. Barry, I actually believe if you're active, the league thrives. When you're not, you can do that in the air too. When the league's not active, when you're not active, the league's not going to thrive.
He's almost a heartbeat of the league, if you think about it.
I've had many conversations years ago. I've had many conversations with him, many arguments with him. Okay, but it was all in good fun, and I got a lot of deals done with him. So, having him do what he's doing, Andy Stone's growing, okay, those are things that are very good for the league. Adding a guy like Brett, who is phenomenal and very good for the league, that helps. Getting Oberkanic back, that helps.
There's some good things about Mr. Rooney.
Okay, Rooney! I like having Rooney in the league. I think, I haven't spoken to him yet. Hopefully he doesn't take the whole Zunino thing, to heart. Okay, I told you I liked your draft.
A lot of parity with the owners right now.
Yeah,
It seems like, right?
I agree. And, you know, it's so, you know, obviously then you have the usual suspects with myself, with Sep, Tony, and you. Okay. You know, I mean, did I forget anybody? Did I not
No,
mention anybody?
let's start breaking some rosters down
All
here.
right, which roster do you want to break down first?
I'm just going to go from the top of the roster grid, which is Mr. Overcanic GCB.
Okay, let me pull up the roster grid here. I'm going to try
I'm
and
going to
get
give you a quick synopsis, and then we're going to have time to fit all this in.
we're going to try. We're going to see. So
I'm going to give you my quick little synopsis. He's got LaCroix and Dunit at his catches, which name-wise not real sexy, but I think numbers-wise he's pretty good. Konerko is what he is. Steady guy. Aaron Hill, if he can somewhat do what he did last year, he's solid. Freeze is solid. Jeter, a little bit of a question mark. Kinsler needs to bounce back. Beltrade's a stud. Matt Kemp, if he stays healthy, he's a stud. Victorino is okay. Fowler, another guy could go either way. Trout's a beast. Willingham, big-time pop. Utility. Marte, he's a toolsy guy, but he's still young. And in his pitchers, he's got Fires from Milwaukee. Valverde doesn't have a job yet, I don't believe. Rivera hopefully comes back healthy. Gallardo, 200 strikeouts. Kennedy close to 200 strikeouts. Perkins is a closer. Johnson, like to see if he comes close to doing that. Shields is solid. And Lincecum, I mean, cut his hair, looks good. You know, maybe he's a little more aerodynamic this year.
clean shaven. I mean, it looks to me that you know, obviously he made a big deal getting Trout done. I thought that was a much needed deal for him. You know, he had to get himself some help there. I mean, Kinsler, I'm not a big fan of. I think Kinsler's on the other side of it, but I still think he's better than most. Matt Kemp, I know everybody talks about Kemp. I'm not a big Kemp fan. I'm just not. I never have been. I don't think I will be. I mean, I got to see the guy playing the game. I know when he's healthy, he's shown he can be a beast. You know, he's probably a more athletic, significantly more athletic Dave Winfield. You know, reminds me of that Dave Winfield build, but very obviously athletic. You know, that's not a bad thing to be Dave Winfield. But I'm not a big Kemp fan. You know, he's got with the right moves, and you know, the problem with Overcanic is he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. Okay, he doesn't know which direction he's heading.
You got it, Dick.
Okay, thanks. But anyway, he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. You know, hopefully, I've always said Overcanic. He's a great guy, needs a plan. All right.
You want to start off with gold tip, or just bang them out quick?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, he's got Santana, this catcher who I like. He just made that trade, got Field. I mean, listen, I'm going to go through this whole thing, and there's not going to be an offensive position that he's not loaded at. He's loaded at first base for Fielder, loaded at second base for Pedroia, loaded at third base for Longoria. Stop me when it gets suffocating. Loaded at shortstop with Reyes, although let's see what the turf does to Reyes' knees. Hanley in the new situation, I think, is going to have a monster year. I think Hanley has a really good year, rejuvenated. That team's playing good ball. Magic Johnson, the whole thing, you name it. Got Miguel Cabrera, last year's Triple Crown. So, again, loaded. Now, let's go over the outfield. Upton, loaded. I'm not a big fan of Pence. He grabbed him early in the draft. Ethier's good fourth, fifth outfield. Deasa, okay. So, I mean, you know, he's got Tulo, who's going to really, truly be the key to help where that team goes, especially to validate the Trout deal. But here's the problem when you get to gold tip, and it's kind of been the problem for the last handful of years. You know, do you ever see a commercial where's that old Wendy's commercial where's the beef? Right.
Can you bring that up on
I could probably bring that up here.
That'd be special.
Okay, right? But if I can pull that
That's
up.
That's an old commercial. As a matter of fact, last time I saw that, I was probably parting my hair on the side. It was quite a ways back.
Where's the beef?
So two old ladies. Where's the beef?
Yeah. Let's hold on one second. Where's the beef?
And you put Wendy's in before that.
No, I think this is where's the beef.
Gotta be a little more specific.
Anyway, just to kind of get to the gist of what I'm talking about with Andy here, okay, is that he always has a really good offense. Okay.
Don't worry about the commercial.
But he is pitching. He's got Bumgarner, who we like. He's got Medlin, who we don't know about. He drafted Beckett, who's a year older. Yeah, he goes to National League. Let's see if he stays healthy. That's something that's been tough for him. He's got Hanson, who switches leagues and is banged up. Was hurt at the end of last year. You know, I don't know if he has the pitching. I mean, I know he has Anibal Sanchez, but his ERA is probably going to be 4. I don't know if he has the pitching. So, although he'll probably own every offensive category.
He should run and hide.
Barring injury, I mean, what is it, 50 points to give an offense? It's 50 points in offense. He'll probably have 45.
By the way, does this sound a little familiar?
Hey, listen.
It certainly is a big bug. It's a very big fluffy bug. It's a very big fluffy.
There, see? Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see if we could get those ladies to say, "Where's the pitcher?" Because that's really what we're looking at with Andy.
I'm going to say they're probably dead by now. 1984 is that commercial.
Probably are. But Andy, you get the gist if you're watching this. Okay, so let's move on to hammerhand jobs. Now I was speaking with Tony. Yeah, I'm gonna let you handle it because but before you handle that,
go ahead.
I was speaking with our good friend Tony.
Tony almost seems like the representative, the voice of hammerhand jobs.
And when I make this comment, you're gonna probably further that. He seems to believe that hammerhand jobs. And if any of you guys who are standing, and I apologize, Jamie, in advance. Okay, but really, with this comment, really, and I said this to him, a money team thinks he can be. Try.
You know
Listen,
you have to respect that. Nobody wants to go into. You want every owner going into the season saying, just like regular MLB, whether you're the Yankees or whether you're the Twins, you're gonna go in saying, you know what,
I got a shot.
That's the beauty.
And then the first pitch comes out. Now, remember that you said that. Remember when you said that?
Laughing.
Listen, remember you said that, and then with a straight face, I want you to read that roster off.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
His catches are Aaron Sevier in Napoli, good pop, low average. Votto's a beast.
Whoa. Do we even know if Napoli's even going to play anytime soon?
Well, let's go under the assumption that he plays.
He's got Bo Jackson's hip.
All right. Well,
okay, next. Yeah.
Votto's a beast. We don't have to discuss that. Altuve, obviously, I didn't like him where he got drafted, but I do like Altuve. Sandoval, I mean, talk about where's the beef. I mean, we know where the beef is with him. I mean, to me, it's disgusting. Guy can rake, but the guy just eats too much. Also, what do we have? Elvis Andrus, to me, very overrated. A lot of, not even a lot of speed here. 21 bags, he's okay. Stephen Drew, a little bit of a reach, but you know what? Could surprise. Seager, okay. Carlos Gomez, power, speed, low on the average. Agon's a beast. Carl Crawford, I'm not high on.
He's already hurting. He's already hurting. He's already sore. They said yesterday he's sore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Crawford fan. Reddick I like. He's got some big-time pop. I think Ichiro's going to have a nice year. Ryan Howard looks really good in spring. Real quick, the pitching. Lester, I think, is going to turn it around. Felix is a beast. Vogelsong I like. Chapman, I think the Reds made a huge mistake, but it is what it is. Come on in, Mike. Ricky Romero. Yeah, we're doing a little...
Ricky Romero. Go ahead.
Ricky Romero, Sabita. One thing I will say, guy's staff is pretty good.
Well, Romero.
He's got a pretty good. Well, forgetting about Romero, you got Sabita, Lester, King Felix, Vogelsong, and Chapman.
No, listen. Let's see Lester turn around. Felix is a beast. Vogelsong's a good fifth to sixth outfielder.
Yeah.
Chapman. Who knows what happens with Chapman? We got Romero. Romero's a walk machine. CC Sabathia. Listen, Sabathia could, would. We'll see what happens. We're going to bring Mike in.
Mike, by the way, Mike works with us.
Yeah, see? There we go. Oh, can't get him in there. Get slide into the picture if you want. All right. And that's kind of where we're at with him. So, money team?
Right now,
be honest. Yes or no?
I'm going to say no. Okay. I like the pitching. His offense, to me, I don't like at all.
Okay.
Yes or no? Question, I'm going to say no right now.
Okay, thank you. All right. Let's go on to your team. I'll do your team. Okay, it's only fair. All right. You have Posey and Perez a catcher. We like both of them. Okay. Edwin Encarnacion, I'd like to see him do it again. I don't know if he does 43 and a buck and change, but in that lineup, should still drive him the runs. Don't know if he'll have 43 homers, but he should be good for 35, which is still solid. I think you take that. Weeks we already discussed when we analyzed the draft. Larry is going to be the question here.
All right, let me stop you for a second.
Yeah.
It's a Laurie.
Laurie.
You say Lowry. Noah Lowry was a pitcher with the Giants. Brett Laurie.
All right. You say tomato, I say tomato. Anyway, Brett Lowry. Okay. He, he's going to probably bat 7th or 8th in this lineup, I believe, which is in a stacked lineup. He's got an opportunity driving a lot of runs. I love the swag when he came in his first year. He didn't bring it with him last year. But that team this year, with all the veterans on that team, I think he should gain a lot of knowledge and experience. I think he's potential for a breakout year. Alcides Escobar, again, you're looking to get some speed there, hit for average, get some runs. Martin Prado, I like him. Does a little bit of everything, not a lot of one thing. At a weak position, and he could probably qualify all over the field except for pitcher. I like him. Todd Frazier. Is it Todd Frazier? It is Todd Frazier. Tommy Frazier.
Can I stop you with Todd Frazier?
Okay.
There's my pick to click, as I'm going to call him.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, Todd Frazier, if he gets 500 at-bats, going to make a run at 30 homers. Low average, but good pop. I like him. This Todd.
And if the queen had balls, she'd be the king. I like him too.
We're going to revisit this.
I like him too. Okay, he could have easily been in my original video I cut this morning. So he could have easily been, if not for the hype, known as Bryce Harper, could have easily been the Rookie of the Year in the National League.
A little short on that, but
okay.
I appreciate
Outfield, Pagan, I know you just picked him up. Okay, should be more than serviceable as your fourth or fifth outfielder. Cargo, not his 34 buck 20 guy that he was, but he's still a very, very good player. He'll benefit by a healthy Tulowitzki. And again, that's a big if with Tulo. Cargo should easily be 300, 25, 20 bags, and driving close to 100 runs, which is solid. Adam Jones, breakthrough year last year. Let's see him carry through again this year, and I think he will. That Baltimore team's improved. Nelson Cruz, obviously a lot of pop. We like Nelson Cruz. We discussed him. And also, we got Yoenis Cespedes, who I like. I think he can improve from last year. He was hurt for a good part last year and still put up those very good numbers. No Grandy Man. When the Grandy Man comes back, he'll make your team that much stronger. Jason Worth, obviously, we'll see what happens with him. It's been a disappointment in Washington as to date. Maybe now with all the attention focused on Strasburg and Harper and some of those other guys that now we want to pay attention to that $120 million awful contract that they signed him to.
That was awful.
And then you're pitching solid. I mean, you got Kane, you got Gio, you got Verlander, you got Nice, all right, you got Zimmerman. So those are 5 solid pitchers to go along. Parker and Miller. Let's see what happens with the rookie out of St. Louis. And your closers are good, albeit old, with Nathan Soriano coming off a great year with the Yankees. And away you go. That's a team that should really contend, not for the money, but just for the top spot.
Don't love my team right now, but I'm going to tell you, after the draft, I like it, and it's just a matter of making some adjustments during the year.
All right. We'll visit my team last. We'll go my team last. Let's jump over to Mega Powers, and I'll let you do my team afterwards. All right, Mega Powers again. I helped him build this empire known as the Mega Powers. He did a lot of the work as well as myself. He's loaded in the minors, loaded with draft picks, and he's loaded with talent.
Draft picks are a little irrelevant.
Now they're irrelevant, but they definitely help with the draft. So, he's got Wieters and Rosario, probably 2 of the better fantasy catchers in baseball, from a spreadsheet type of view. He's got Hosmer, who's looking to rebound at first base. He's got Cano, who's a stud at second. He's got Wright, who's a stud at third. He's got Ibarz to score 100 runs in that loaded offense in Anaheim, or Los Angeles Angels, whatever they like to be called. He's got Alexi Ramirez, he's got Pedro Alvarez, 25, 90, 25, 100 maybe, right? At 250.
Yeah, and he's going to give you a ton of pop, and the only problem is he's a 2-category guy. He's going to give you 25, 30, pretty much to me is etched in stone. RBIs, I'm going to say 85 to 100, and low batting average, low run score. The guy runs like he's got a piano on his back. But pop-wise, he's an elite power corner. I mean, he's got some big-time pop.
Now, the only thing more loaded than his outfield, than Tony's outfield, is his pitching staff. But, I mean, you look at this outfield, just listen to leaving Ben Revere out of it, who's his 5th outfielder. Okay, McCutchen, Hayward, Harper, and Hamilton.
I mean, it's
numbers ridiculous.
5 twos, 5 twos, 5 twos, and 5 twos, and Revere is, he is what he is.
Yeah, he could probably play his outfield with 4 against everybody else's 5 if he wanted.
I think you're getting a little man gravy on you right now.
I'm just telling you, I think he could. And then he grabbed Machado, who I can't believe this guy lasted to the 6th round of the draft. There are certain teams out there who need a guy like Machado.
See, I'm not as high on. I mean, I like him, and he's going to be a stud. I mean, I don't think he should have gone before the 6th round. I mean, if he qualifies as a 3rd baseman this year, I mean, he's okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll move on to Tony's pitch tip. Like I addressed in my first video this morning, it didn't air, and hopefully this one does air. This one's probably, I think, a better version. We have after his top 3, after Kershaw, Strasburg, and Price, there's a big drop-off. I think there's a big drop-off.
Did you say something negative about Tony's team?
There's a big drop-off after those 3.
Yeah, fever guy.
Listen, I call it like it is. Okay, he's got Cahill. Okay, don't get me wrong. I like these guys. Cahill. He's got Harrison, and who's his other pitch? I couldn't even say. And Hellickson. So listen, maybe the drop-off is because the other 3 ahead of him are so good.
By the way, Johnson, I'm assuming he has Jim Johnson. I actually said GCB had Jim Johnson. That was Josh Johnson.
Yeah,
I'm
Josh
assuming
Johnson,
with
correct.
Mr. Overconic.
Yes.
Don't like him in the American League, but I
Yeah,
just
me
wanna
neither. I mean,
correct that.
I don't like his own anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but there's a big drop off at those three. So I guess the question's going to be, and Tony always makes the necessary deals. He doesn't play the name game, trade his big guns. He showed that trade King Phillips in the offseason. When I was with him last year, we traded every pitcher who was on the starting staff. I think the only guy we kept from last year was Strasburg. Everybody else that was with our loaded staff before him is now gone. But he's going to have some questions. I mean, if any of those big three, and Kershaw just got rocked yesterday, and I know it's spring training, it's a little erratic. He's going to be in trouble.
I mean, you can pretty much wipe your ass with spring training stats.
I agree.
You got they're trying different pitches. So Kershaw, I mean, providing he's healthy, and I don't see any reason he's not. I mean, he's a stud.
Tony's going to be a serious threat to you.
Right now, on paper, I believe Tony is the team to beat.
You can't say that.
On
You're
paper.
the team to beat.
Based on last year,
just come
yes.
out and say.
Like I said, I like to fly them. It's just my MO.
You can't fly on the radar with that team that you got. All right,
See what
so
happens. I'd like to take a crack here at mullets. If
yeah,
you don't mind.
go ahead.
Catches, we have Jaso and Avila. Not the greatest catching. I mean, Jaso's in Oakland, Avila, and he's okay. Goldschmidt, very good, up and coming stud. He's a 5'2" guy, power, speed, like him a lot. Kipnis, another guy, home runs, stolen bases. Third base, Aramis Ramirez seems like he's getting better with age. Rollins, which Jimmy Rollins are you going to get? You're going to get the pig Jimmy Rollins, or you're going to get the guy who does 25-20? Which guy are you going to get?
Well, you know what? I think Rollins will benefit from a full year of Utley and Howard.
Yeah, I mean, if Rollins is 3/4 of what he can do, he's very valuable. Desmond, great year. I want to see him do it again, but no reason to think he's not going to. Euclid, besides the fact he's bald, and it's about the only thing I like about the guy. To me, he's done. Austin Jackson, very solid. Love him. Batista, if he's healthy, he's a beast.
Especially in that one.
Bonifacio, I mean,
he's in Toronto, so between him, Bonifacio and Reyes at the top of the lineup.
Should score a lot of runs, steal a lot of bases. Stanton, I can see Stanton hitting 40 homers and knocking in 50. I mean, who the hell is he knocking in? That's a horrible lineup.
Yeah, you know, that lineup, I mean, to me, Giancarlo Stanton is, if I'm Malt, I'm trading him tomorrow.
I'm going to tell you, he's a little bit, and this is not.
He doesn't want to be there. Stan doesn't want to be. He's already come out and said he wants to be traded. Everybody else got traded. Why can't they send him off? I mean,
you got to keep somebody.
Who's he driving in?
I think he's an overrated fantasy player.
Oh, he is with this lineup.
Just because of his
and
environment.
That ballpark's a beast, too. That ballpark's a big park. I don't care how many times he hits a frickin' sombrero.
When he hits it, it's going. You know, no park can hold him.
I mean, ugh.
Alan Craig, I like. Alan Craig is another guy. He's very solid. David Ortiz, if he's healthy.
Him and Napoli, I don't know if they both make it out of April.
He's a beast. His pitches, Kenley Jansen, we discussed. I mean, right now he's not the closer. Fister. Give you a good ERA, decent whip.
Has it ever been a successful pitcher named Wiley?
I think it's Willie, isn't it?
Willie Wiley. Has it ever been a successful one named Willie or Wiley?
Yeah, we have to go into the
I'm going to say no. The only Willie I know has played baseball well.
Chris Sale could turn out to be an A+, or he could, regress a little bit. I don't like the ballpark. I don't like the team, but he's filthy.
Filthy.
Danny Harron, I think, is going to be a solid B pitcher on the Nationals. Morrow's another guy. He could be a 200 strikeout guy, or he could be hurt.
He could be a 200 walk guy, too.
Romo, I like. He's got electric shit. Cueto, great. No strikeouts, but great.
Catch up to Cueto.
Street, I mean, Brett's got a pretty good team. He's definitely in the mix. And
Brett will make the necessary moves to fight all the way down to the end.
He's a shaker and a mover, that kid.
Yeah, he is.
So yeah, Mullets is he's got a pretty good team.
And then we move on to Barry. Barry sitting with McCann and Montero. McCann, he is still out from all-season surgery. Montero left the game of the other day. Swollen thumb, he couldn't get it out of his ass. Pujols, Pujols is a stud. He could miss all of April, still hit 30 in the buck. He showed that last year. Ugla, going to give you a good source of power. Not much else. Will Middlebrooks, the wrist checked out fine.
Did it check out
fine?
Yeah,
checked out fine. They said no problem. Will Middlebrooks will be good to go.
Next guy we're going to get to, very underrated.
Very underrated, super utility, does everything great, will qualify everywhere again like Prado, everywhere except pitcher, and does very well. Simmons, we'll see what Simmons does. I mean, he's supposed to bat leadoff, right? So Simmons in that lineup in Atlanta.
He scored 90 runs.
Should, if he's got to be able to get on base. Anthony Rizzo, you saw the second half last year. I think that's more what you're going to say. He's got Lorenzo Cain in the outfield, who I like. If he can stay healthy, I think Lorenzo Cain could be a breakout star in the league, but he's never healthy.
Correct.
Mike Morse will improve going to Seattle with a good lineup. I mean, that lineup's going to be pretty good. You're going to have Ackley, you're going to have Morse, you're going to have Morales, you got Montero.
I'm not as high on Seattle as most people.
And the fences are in.
Fences are going to be in a little bit. That's
Trumbo, good source of power, not much else. Ellsbury, as long as you don't think you get him what you saw of him 3 years ago, where he was like 40, whatever it is, he'll probably hit 12 to 15 homes, steal 40 bags, which is still solid. Very good. Not many guys in the league doing that. Brett Gardner, who knows with him? Should be, if healthy, should give a good 40 bags. Not much else. Billy Butler, I like. We go to Mike Minor. We'll see if he can. They're going to depend on him to be very good. Cliff Lee, if he's healthy, we know what he can do. Rodney should be solid in Tampa. You got Brett Anderson. How do you not like an Oakland pitcher? Hamill is probably the only starter who's penciled in to definitely start in that Baltimore rotation. You have C.J. Wilson, who I believe he had all-season surgery, should be good. Garza is going to begin the year on the DL, and Latos was an anchor for that Cincinnati staff last year.
Latos solid.
So again, Barry should be good. Barry makes some deals, and we'll see what happens. I'll let you handle Sepp's team, which I'm not really thrilled with. Sepp's team's got an okay team. He's got a lot of question marks though.
Let's see. His catchers, Molina.
Martinez one qualifies to the break.
Correct. Molina, I mean, listen, the guy is lights out. Is he going to continue at that pace? I mean, I guess there's no reason to believe he's not. Ike Davis, big time. I mean, Ike Davis has massive pop potential, but he's going to kill you in batting average. Brandon Phillips, steady. He's never gotten to that next level.
Yeah, but he's always been good, but he's never been great.
He's always been he's a B+, but he's never gotten to the elite stats.
He's here. The other tier is up here.
But he's still very solid. Headley, let me see him do it again. But you know what, guys? He's a very heralded hitter coming up, and they moved the fences in Dago, I believe, also.
Yep, I like Headley.
Rutledge, I like. Can never go wrong with a Coors Field guy and shortstop. Utley, all the time's getting to him, but he's very serviceable. Kendrys Morales, I'm not big on. Markakis.
Can I say one thing about Morales?
Yeah.
I hope that they sat him down and told him when he hits a walk-off, he's not allowed to jump on the plate.
I don't know how many walk-offs he's going to hit, but I would say they probably covered that. Markakis, nice fourth, fifth outfielder. Yeah. I don't mind him. Beltran.
Now, Beltran went for X-rays yesterday. Do we have an update on him?
He just bruised his toe. He got hit with a foul ball.
The X-rays are negative. They said, but here's Beltran's words. It's painful. It's painful. It hurt running around the bases. I tried not to think about it. I tried to run around the bases, but it really got sore. Okay, so that's your outfield.
He's soft. Well, you got Alex Gordon. Let's visit Melky Cabrera. I mean, he's off the juice now. What are you looking at?
You're not looking at much. You're not looking at much with Melky Cabrera. I mean, can we be honest there?
I'm not. Good lineup though. He's hitting in the 2-hole. Alex Gordon, I like. Accomplished hitting, has always been more successful hitting leadoff.
I don't see Rios doing it again, but
Rios is that odd even year. He has a great year, shit year. Great year, shit year. Last year was great. This year, should be shit. But you know, it's yet to be seen. And Quentin, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Pitching, Doc Holliday, I like him. Lance Lynn, I was watching him pitch the other day. Guy lost 15 pounds, looks great. R.A. Dickey, jury's still out. He's still
going to put up good numbers, but they're not going to be so young numbers.
The knuckleball dances, he's going to be fine. Strada, not too much there. Peavy, it's another guy. His arm is hanging on by God knows what, but when the guy's healthy, he's a beast.
Weaver, good numbers, doesn't strike anybody out.
Yeah, Weaver needs definitely a little resurgence this year. Broxton in a good situation with Cincinnati. I've had Axe, but I like him. Marmol, you know, he's just, he can blow up at any time.
So with all that being said, is he a money team or no?
He needs to make some moves.
Okay, so then Mark said he's not a money team.
He did not say that. We'll not count anybody in or out. All I'm going to say is he needs to make some moves, and he's got a foundation to work with. We'll leave it at that.
Not a money team. You heard it here first.
There you go.
Time to make the babies, okay? He's got Montero and Russell Martin. Martin got hurt, I believe, the other day. Montero we like. Zanino, I had him twice in the draft, and it was returned to his team. He could actually give Montero a run for his money to get that job. If Montero's defense doesn't improve, they like Zanino on both sides of the ball. Teixeira, got him at first base. He's on the other side of it. Teixeira's a guy who benefits from the fences at Yankee Stadium. We're not a big fan of Teixeira. The average has come down. Don't really like it too much. Neil Walker, who we like. Mike Moustakas, who, we'll see if he gets a year of experience behind him, and Moustakas can produce at a high level. J.J. Hardy, who we have here, is 20, 25 homer guy, not going to hit for much average, should drive in 60 to 70 runs. Ackley, I think, will benefit from a year's worth of experience as well as from some veteran leadership in that lineup. Freddie Freeman, first base. Well, I think Freeman's very good. We like Freeman. Should put up good numbers. Then pick Desmond Jennings, who I absolutely love, addressed that earlier. He's got Chris Davis in his outfield. He's got Shin-Shu Chu in his outfield, who, if he lays off the sauce, I think Chu, as long as he lays off the sauce, should be good. Bruce, good power potential. I think he's a little bit pig with the average. And Norichi Aoki, I think he'll be okay
I like
as far as
Aoki. Very professional hitter. I think he's going to give you double-digit homers, 30 stolen bases, 290 average. He's hitting leadoff on a good Brewer lineup. I like Aoki. He's pretty good.
He should be pretty good. And then you got Adam Dunn. He'll hit 200, but he'll hit 40, and he'll drive at 90. We go to his pitching staff. He's got Addison Reed as a closer. He's got Markham, who was just removed the other day because they decided now they're going to build up his arm strength. It's nice of the Mets to do that. Tyler Skaggs, we'll see what happens. Scherzer, who I like, very underrated. Struck out, I believe, 235 last year, 236. Matt Harvey, who's an up-and-coming young pitcher we like. Kuroda, serviceable. Perez, who's going to close for Cleveland, who we like. Wainwright, who we like. Yu Darvish could have easily been the rookie of the American League last year as well.
A lot of strikeouts.
A lot of strikeouts, a lot of question marks also. So, and then that'll leave us. I'll let you assess my team, and then we'll put a wrap on this thing.
All right, Jay-Z Bang catches A.J. Przniewski. In Texas, he's a little bit old with the heat, a little worrisome. I think he's pretty much a lock for 20-plus homers. Joey Mauer, love him, definitely made a resurgence. Solid. LaRoche, you know what you're getting. You're getting power. You're getting the home runs, RBIs, and that's really about it. Espinosa, I'm not real high on, but I do like the power speed 20-20 in the middle, which is not easy to come by. Zimmerman, if he's healthy, solid. Castro's a stud on the horizon. I mean, he's still young. He's a little immature, but he's got holes up the ass. This kid he's special. I mean, I have no secret here. We've had some negotiations with Castro. Unfortunately, nothing's gone down. Big fan of Castro. Love Cabrera. So those are up the middle, two solid guys. Morneau, if he's healthy, he's got some pop.
So he's always played 5 straight spring games up to a 467 start, and he never played back-to-back spring games last year.
Just wipe your ass with those spring stats, but I like Morneau. Morneau's a professional
when
hitter.
Healthy.
Torrey Hunter in the 2-hole, professional hitter, hitting in front of Miggy and Fielder, should score 90 to 100 runs. It's a nice third or fourth outfield. Michael Bourne is what he is. He's going to get a ton of bags. Good run score. Nick Swisher gives you a nice little flexibility, versatility, first base in the outfield with an improved Cleveland team. Definitely going to miss Yankee Stadium a little bit. Matt Holliday's about as, excuse me guys, I'm choking a little bit here. Matt Holliday's consistent as can be. Ryan Braun, I mean, what do you say? Ryan Braun,
a beast.
This guy's a fucking beast. Michael Saunders did what, 19 homers, 20 bags last year?
Yes, sir.
Not to add it all with that. J.J. Putz, good closer. Fieri, closer right now until Matson comes back. Excuse me, which we don't know when that's going to be. Kimbrough's a beast. Homer Bailey, second half, definitely turned the corner. Hopefully, for your sake, he can carry that momentum in this year. Matt Moore, I like very much, on the cusp of being an absolute star. Kyle Loesch.
Don't know if I'm keeping Loesch, just insurance.
He might not have a choice. As of now, he might not even be an MLB. I think Boris needs to tone his asking price. Greinke, I love. I got to say one thing about Greinke. Is there a bigger mental midget in baseball than Zach Greinke?
No,
see what he said?
Yeah, he said he would go to a team that paid the most money. Doesn't matter how good they were. That boggled my mind.
He's all over the place, but he's a huge talent. A.J. Burnett, I'm a big fan of Burnett, National League now for 2 years. I mean, he's solid. Cole Hamels, if he's healthy, and it looks like he is, he's an A-plus pitcher. And Miley had a great year last year. So your team, balance-wise, nice staff. Offense is good. Yeah, you're definitely one of those money teams.
All right, I appreciate the assessment. Now, we'll go real quick before we wrap this thing up, and I'm really hoping the video takes it. It's a long one, but it's a good one. Let's find out, okay, and I'm going to get your opinion, and then we'll give mine. I want contenders and pretenders.
If I don't choke to death.
Contenders and pretenders. And no assessment. I want you to give me, we have 10 teams in the league.
I'm going to tell you everybody's a contender going in.
You can't take the political way out.
You want me to tell you?
I want 5 contenders. I want 5 pretenders.
Here's what I'll tell you. I will tell you that
I want the 5 teams that
contenders-
you realistically 100% believe are going to be there at the end. Now,
On-
don't
on-
give me the order.
I won't candy coat. On paper, I have to say gold tip is there just with the offense, and he's always there.
I don't need the assessment. Give me the teams. I want teams.
I'm going to say I'm going to be in the mix. I'm going to say you're going to be in the mix. I'm going to say Mega Powers is going to be in the mix.
Who's the 5th team?
I'm going to say Mullets is going to be there. I mean, Mullets is. Those are my 5 on paper going in, and if something else happens, I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay. I tend to agree with the top 4. I agree with in no specific order. Gold tip, you, Tony, myself. Okay. I'm going to say Overcanic's going to be the 5th, and I believe you'll have a couple other teams, namely Barry's team and Brett's team, who will be fighting him for that 5th spot.
One thing you can't count Barry out with. Barry, if he needs something, he goes out and he gets
Well, that's my point. The guys see the key is, guys, if you're not active, you can't expect to be there at the end. All right, so there you have it. That's the first inaugural edition, actually the second because the first one didn't take. Rovner's Rant.
I'm hoping to make many more visits as the season progresses. I think we had some good banter going on.
Yeah, it worked well. It was a pleasure having you on your show.
Pleasure
I
being
appreciate it. Okay, and for all you guys out there, you know when it comes to the Eye of the Tiger, you know when it comes to Rovner's Rant, Eye of the Tiger is it's our song.
Peace out, guys. Good luck to everybody, and I look forward to speaking to everybody.
All right. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I want to thank Mr. Mark Arbiter, the reigning two-time champion, for coming on the show. All right. This is the first of what will be hopefully many, many, many videos that we do throughout the course of the season. Okay. What I'd like to be able to do is I'd like to be able to give my sign off to you guys. I'm waiting for the music to actually be keyed in by our producer, and it doesn't seem to be going on. I think we have it, okay, and we'll be able to get underway here, okay. So I want to thank you all for listening. It's been a long one. It's been a good one, okay. There we go. All right, and this is Hal Rovner, and this is Rovner's Rant. He gone!